has managed to make holes in all of his little socks. So I am going to be looking through my cotton threads, because surely amongst all this lot I have got a grey that would match, and I can do a repair on there. Now the youngsters on TikTok would call this under, if I could say it, under consumerism, because I am a low spend, low buy person, but I just think it as just being sensible, because why pay out for new socks when the only thing wrong with them is that little part? And I like going on holidays, and so I'd rather save my money and go on holiday rather than just buy things. So that is why I'm going to spend a few minutes sitting down quietly with a cup of coffee and just putting a few stitches in some socks. Because it's not only the cost of the socks, because you can get them very cheaply, which means they won't last as long, but also if I needed to have new socks, I would be going in the shops, then I would see things that I would like, and I'll end up paying more money, and I'll probably put more into the parking meter so I can have extra time to look around the shops. So, yes, I prefer to stay at home, do a little bit of mending, and then it's going to save me money. So I'm going to use that one, I think, just to do a few little stitches in. So that's a little job I can do this morning. Speaking of socks, I have been enjoying knitting on my socks. So these are the Paint Box yarn socks in the colour Fair Isle Nature Trail. So I have been asked if I'm going to make the next one the same, try and make the next one the same, and I don't think it's possible with this yarn because, as you might notice, I haven't got a pattern repeat yet and I'm on the toes. So yes, it hasn't repeated the pattern, so I definitely don't know where I would start, or if it is just random all the way through. That doesn't bother me because I don't mind not having twins. I'm quite happy to have sisters. But then I thought, I wonder what the yarn is in the centre. So I pulled out the centre because I'm working from the outside. I pulled this out. This is why I don't work from the centre, because it's always in that. And it's got the blue on the end and then goes into that colour. So as I just said, I don't like working from the centre because I find it gets knotted up. But what I can do is, if I start balling it up from this end, then I will have the other end to start. And so I'm thinking, if I get this part the same, because all the others are just smaller stripes, I don't mind what stripes come next, but I just thought I don't want this piece down here or down where the heel is there. So yeah, that's why I'm thinking, start winding this up into a ball so it's the inside out. And so the first part is that, so I will do the drop snored goldenrod for the ribbon again, then go on to that, and then just let it stripe as it wants to afterwards. And hopefully there won't be another section like this later on. If there is, then I shall cut the yarn and restart it with a stripe, so I just have stripes all the way through then. So yeah, I've really been enjoying this yarn, as I say, because you don't know, I've just been waiting for the end to come and it hasn't come. So it's been nice just thinking, what's going to be next? What's going to be next? I don't think I mentioned before that this yarn, it feels very dry to knit with. It isn't soft, it's not like a merino, it's like a workhorse like a BFL, Blue-Faced Leicester, that sort of, I think it's been a long time since I've actually knit with West Yorkshire spinners, but I think it's rougher than West Yorkshire spinners. But that's not to say that once it is soaked, and I do put a bit of fabric conditioner in, and I know it's wrong, but I've got socks that are years old and they're fine, so you do you. I will, when I block it, I'll just put a little bit of fabric conditioner in, and so that will soften it up anyway. So yeah, that's what I'll do. So I should report back once I start wearing them how they feel. But it is definitely, it's just that, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it's like a dryness. But they do feel sturdy. They are workhorse socks that are going to be in boots through winter, and they won't care a jot. They'll just keep on going. So yeah, those are my socks. So I'm really enjoying knitting those. As I nearly finished the first one. They've just been, I just keep picking it up and just doing a few rows when I want to, and it's been really quick knitting those ones. So that's that. I wanted to also, last time I spoke to you about what I was reading this one, which is What July Knew. And I said it's about a dysfunctional family. It's set around a girl who's 10 years old. Her mother died when she was 2. Nobody likes talking about the mother. The father gets really angry if she does mention her mother. I have stopped reading it, not because it's a not good book, because it is a very good book, and I didn't want to stop reading it, but I didn't like how it made me feel. And so I'm not going to go too much into that. I didn't get too far in, but it's just the fact it's a 10-year-old girl, and she was explaining, she was saying about the feelings, how she felt. When she's at home, she doesn't feel relaxed. When she's at home, she's always listening out to feel what sort of mood her dad's in, creeping around on eggshells. And she, the author, Emily Knock, she explained this a little bit too well for somebody who grew up in that atmosphere. So yeah, it just brought me back to 10-year-old listening out what's going on and just disappearing into the bedroom. So not where I want to be. It's not where I am now. So it's not where I want to be. I want to just relax and enjoy the summer. So I'm not reading that, but it is a good book. So I would recommend it, but not if you grew up in the atmosphere, because yeah, I wonder if she grew up in the same atmosphere. A lot of people did. So yeah, not for me at the moment. I'm all about good vibes and enjoying the summer. So what I have been reading, and this is the second in a series. I read, these are both on ebook from the BorrowBox library app, and the first one was Seeds of Murder, and the story is, it's very cozy crime, and it's got a very good very garden orientated, because the lady in question, that I can't remember her name, is Steph. Her name is Steph now. She changed her name because she was married to somebody who was a gambler, lost all her money, ruined her business, and so she sort of reinvented herself to just start again without him. And so she is a gardener, so she got a job in this gated community of very rich houses, and they wanted a gardener, their own gardener, that lived on site, that would go around all the gardens and keep them in a nice condition. And so yeah, she moved into there with her dog Mouse, and there was a mystery. There wasn't a murder, but there was a mystery, and the characters are really good. She really describes food very well. She describes gardens very well. And it's a lovely little world to be in. So I really enjoyed the first book. And so I've now gone on to the second book, which is Murder Takes Root. And so now she's moved from the first community that she was with, and now she's just in a historic house with one family that have staff. It's a big house in the country, and there has been a murder here. And so she's there to, the garden was designed by a very famous, what do you call them when it's a gardener? A garden designer, there's probably a name, but I can't remember. A garden designer designed this garden centuries ago, and so they want to bring back the original plan of the garden. So she's there to make it more historically accurate for the house and when it was first created. And so, like I say, there is a murder. We've just got to the murder. There's a lot of staff, sort of downstairs staff. You get to know them. You get to know the characters that are living above stairs, and I'm really enjoying that as well. So I'm carrying on with that one. That is far more me right now. So yeah, that's a happier book. So I'm enjoying that. So that is what I'm enjoying. So I'm going to leave it here. Let me know what you're reading, what you're enjoying, and I'll speak to you again soon. Take care. Bye for now.